Now we're Minecraft. Okay! Hello everyone, and welcome to another session of Adventures of Lord of the Rings / Adventures of Middle Earth / whatever I call it this week. Hello everyone, and welcome to another session of Adventures of Lord of the Rings /
Is it gonna be that every time now? Because I thought this was Dragon Ball Z.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z. By the way, I had a funny thing happen.
What happened?
I had the video up, you know, like so you could check the chat, and this is kind of sad. I was suddenly surprised by hearing myself say the exact same thing I just said.
You forgot to mute the YouTube video.
I didn't mute it. Oh gosh, that's hilarious. None of y'all could hear that, thankfully, or I would have felt really awful. I would have just like, no. Anyway, I think last time we met, Nick was doing all the things and failing.
Yep.
Yes.
And I think Mr. B was solving an ancient Mayan mystery. Last I checked. Okay.
Yeah, no. Mr. B was getting quite bored, waiting for Nick, who ran off, and he's really thinking about just going to.
So, while Nick is doing that thing that he was doing, that in no way annoyed.
Convinced the class it didn't exist.
Yes. So while Nick is attempting this, we're going to go back to the party for a second. And I'm going to play some.
So we spent a couple good hours.
So
on a walk. On a walk, just on one door. One door.
Yeah. So essentially, while Nick is hitting his head on doors and trying to do all that, let's go back to the party for a second. While y'all start thinking about leaving Nick, a curious wagon comes to town.
Ooh. We're never.
I'll go investigate.
Are we?
Ever.
The person on the cart appears to have a kind of a brownish giant hat.
Can I just dash?
Really?
Me and Billy just, you know.
Now,
Are there any?
Oh,
Chris, can you describe it better? Is it really a cart or is it more of a bobsled?
It is very much a cart.
Okay.
So I just bounced. Me and Billy just dash over. Boom.
And he comes, and a lot of the villagers come running up to him, and he's just handing things to the villagers. At this time, would you all like to come up to the cart?
Yes.
Okay. Who was closest to the cart? I think Dan was approaching it first, right?
No, I dashed.
Where is the cart?
I dashed.
It's a metaphorical cart. I don't have it on the map.
Okay.
I
We
didn't.
don't know who's closest. You'll have to tell us.
Okay. I'm gonna say Dan, Rampage, and then maybe the Doctor. Okay.
What about Billy?
Billy's behind you, so I'll say the Doctor and then Billy, because Billy's being more cautious. So Dan, roll me a D10.
No D10 is being rolled.
No! Okay, Rampage, roll me a D10.
Okay.
And actually, after that, can you roll the d10 2 more times?
Wait up, I gotta. We have to add
Okay, cool.
There you go.
Thank you. That's what I
4,
needed.
1, 5.
All right. So the first d10 you rolled was for yourself. Then you rolled one for the doctor, and then you rolled one for Billy. Okay?
Okay.
Rampage, you receive a small box. Doctor, you received a medium box. And Billy received a small box as well.
Okay. Me and Billy opened the box. I mean, we grab the box, dash over to a place where there's not a lot of people, and just rip open the box. I mean, 1 second there's a box, and the next second there's an open box.
Who fed him more pizza rolls?
Wasn't me. I was gone.
Hey Dan, are you with us now?
Hey.
Hello
Yeah,
and
I'm
welcome
back with you.
to Dan. Okay. All right.
So
Rampage.
who was the fellow in the hat?
He's giving presents to the town. Go ahead and roll a d10 to determine what kind of present you get. So, Rampage, you open up your present, and inside of it is a sock.
What?
Yeah.
What does Billy get?
Let's get into your sock. So go ahead and add Lucky Sock to your inventory.
A lucky sock.
Yes.
Have I checked inside this sock yet?
No. This is a special sock.
I still want to make sure there's nothing inside the sock.
There's nothing inside the sock.
Okay. How much does this sock weigh?
I'm gonna say it's weightless.
All right. So
Not
what does
enough to worry
Billy?
about.
Billy received something that he didn't expect.
What did he get?
He opens up his medium gift. By the way, Dan, you receive a medium present as well. He opens his gift and he finds a 15 arrows. But they're special. And he has a very wiry smile when he sees the arrows. You gain 15 sleeper. Billy receives 15 sleeper arrows.
What?
Mm-hmm. Dan, are you ready to open up your gift?
Dan with his one roll, just like.
I'll open it up.
You open it up, and you find another box.
Ooh. I've gotten a box. I'm very excited by this.
Do you want to open do you want to open the small box that was inside the medium present?
Is that Russian?
I'm gonna make an intelligence check and see if I'm smart enough to figure out that there should be something inside the other box. No, I'm not going to open up the box. I am very pleased with the box I received as a present. I will carefully place it in my house.
Actually, something weird happened here.
In a small shrine.
You have -1 intelligence?
It's a -1 modifier.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Okay. Can you put go ahead and put a small box in your inventory, but put a little dash that it has an amulet, just if you ever do decide to open it. Not an amulet, I'm sorry, a bracelet. Doctor, are you ready to open up your gift?
I am.
Okay.
Now it is another one.
You open up your box to find an even smaller box inside your box.
Okay. I open the smaller box.
You open the smaller box to find an even smaller box.
What is in this box?
I open the next box.
You find an even smaller box.
I open the next box.
There is now a tiny jeweler's box.
How many boxes are there?
I open the tiny jeweler's box.
You find a small silver ring with a red ruby.
Is it a gaudy red ruby?
No, this looks like a fine cut red ruby. You don't immediately see a maker's mark on it, but you think this was at least worth a small amount of money, at least. Specifically, an odd thing for someone to give you for free. Also inside was 3 bronze pennies.
Three
bronze pennies.
Mm-hmm.
Guess that was exchange.
As the sun slowly comes down, the man on the cart bids everyone farewell and then heads off. Nick, you rejoin the village with Pip.
I have returned.
Oh my goodness! And as he returns, he sees Billy giving me some arrows. 11 because Billy wants to keep one.
By the way,
So can I examine my ring real quick?
oh yeah, eventually so will Rampage. Perform whatever check you think is appropriate.
So Billy turns to me and gives me 11 sleeper arrows and tells me what they do.
Does he even
Yes, he knows. He knows it all. He knows everything. He has knowledge.
The sleeper arrows have a chance to knock people unconscious.
Dan, you think this is
yeah, so he tells
an
me.
intelligence or a
It does not
trying to see if
affect orcs.
in some sort of way,
What have I
well, not magical, but
What have...
stand still with us?
Please help.
I would guess normally it's like a lore check if you want to recognize a particular one. Otherwise, it would be.
Well, any check you do, I'll reveal something based on that check you do.
I'm gonna go with. I'll go with
I
roll.
would say generally like an investigation.
Yeah,
If you want to try to figure out what's in it.
I'm trying to figure out if it's like. I'll do this.
Can you describe what method you're using to perform the investigation?
I'm just looking at it and looking around and looking for any sort of markings, any sort of engravings, any sort of glowing, or hold it up to the sunlight, see how it see if the light goes through the ruby, what happens, that type of thing.
Okay. You know for a fact, after performing a quick investigation, looking at the material a little closer, it's not a ruby.
What?
It's not a ruby. You know it's not a ruby. But you know it's not, oh, by the way, hi Soviet. It's definitely not a ruby, but it's not like a fake gem. You think it's some sort of you've heard legends about this, but you very much only heard stories though. This is something that you're not quite sure actually exists, but you think it might be this. You think it might be a form of dragon stone.
Dragonstone.
What is dragonstone? Is it like a stone from a dragon?
No, it's essentially a gem created by a dragon superheating a specific material.
So you got yourself some.
So I'm gonna roll. I'm
stone.
gonna do a perception check to see if I can discern if it's in any way evil. Can I do that?
I didn't catch that last part.
He wants to see.
I want
if it's
to do a
evil.
perception check to discern it, if it's evil.
Okay.
I'm getting my bad rolls out early in the evening.
Or maybe you're just getting your good rolls out of the way.
You sense no evil from this particular ring. You're pretty sure that that this could have possibly been manufactured.
Okay, I'll put it on.
By the way, you've gained a new bonus that I'll talk to you later about.
Okay. Do I know I gained it?
You feel slightly safer around fire now.
This doctor's on fire.
This doctor is on fire. Now look at this.
Bad Soviet. Anyway,
Can I look at this sock?
yeah, go for it.
Ooh. It's just one sock?
Yeah.
You gotta make a sock puppet out of it.
No.
Hello, this is Mr. Sock. Can we go see
No,
the
no.
photographer?
Clearly, this is just a hint that he's going to lose a leg in the future, and so he's only going to need
He
one
only
sock.
needs one sock. That's a premonition.
Alright, what check do you want to perform on your sock? Okay, investigation.
A level 2 investigation will match. A level 11 investigation will match anything. It will tell me everything.
I'll be honest with you. I'm just going to be direct with you. You feel lucky around this sock, and you feel like maybe if you put this sock on, it's really comfy. But you feel maybe you'll have a better chance at something. But you're not quite sure if you completely believe in that superstition. But you feel like this sock might make you a little bit lucky.
Okay, I put it on.
Okay. You now feel slightly luckier.
Yes! Luck! Luck!
By the way, make a note of this. Once per day, you may gain +1 to a agility check.
So, is that just one roll?
No, mod 1 to whatever you roll. Once a day.
Good.
Okay, okay, Dad, you didn't open up your present, so, Nick, you rejoined the party. So everyone seems to have these really nice gifts. There's people running around with, all kinds of toys, and you see the party seems to have opened a bunch of gifts and not told you about it.
Let's just be some new fad.
Pip is now with y'all, and where do y'all want to go?
Photographer!
Well,
I mean, it has been a couple years that we were given the message.
I like how you say years.
Yeah, I really feel like we need to go see this cartographer that
Yeah.
he keeps talking about.
But the question is, does anyone else think that he's preparing?
By the way, chat said to kill Nick.
What?
Sorry, Nick. The chat stopped working with you today.
That is
Nobody
probably
really cares
a
about
really
chat
good
anyway.
suggestion.
And saying something about going to the moon. Okay. That's cool. At least you know where chat sits.
I think that is a really good suggestion.
Okay, so are y'all want to go head off to the cartographer?
Why not?
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do not have a map for the cartographer's house, but I know where it is. I actually rewatched the video, so I know where y'all are going. Mr. B, you remember, Doctor, that Gidget told you that Master Macarius Cubert was up north from town. So you can, do you want to tell the party about this? I actually rewatched the footage, and actually Nick was not around for that. I'm sorry, Nick, that I ever suggested you were. You were distracted.
Yeah, I told you I wasn't around for that part.
I was pretty sure you apparently you were doing some nonsense thing, and I thought you walked with Mr. B, but no. You were doing some other nonsense. It's all my fault.
It is all your fault.
Are we sure about this, or sure it isn't Nick's fault?
Alright, are we going to the cartographer?
I don't know. Are we?
Yes.
Yay, let's go.
You're going to the cartographer.
Awesome, let's go.
So you head up north. I was just getting a confirmation because only you know where it is. And you head up north to about where you think it is, anyway. From what little information Gidget gave you. And you come across a log house.
Okay.
Wait,
Hello.
I have a question. Is the
Knock,
party
knock, knock.
here?
What's up?
Is the party here?
The entire party is it decided to go. Even Pip.
Okay. So, me and Billy on our horses again.
Okay.
And I think we took Sir Guinea Head or whatever his name was.
Oh yeah, you also took Sir Francis. Sir Francis Steele.
So knock, knock, knock.
Alright.
Knock, knock. Knock, knock, knock.
What is it?
Hello.
Ah, visitors. I hope you don't want any tea. Mull out.
We don't need any tea. This is
Ah,
why we're
good,
here.
good. Now I don't feel bad. Well, what can I help you? I certainly don't have any sword, and I don't have any silver for your purses.
Actually, we're looking for some maps.
Maps? Maps of what? Maps of the west? Maps of the east? Maps of the south?
You know, I
Maps
think I'd
of...
take all
Pretty
of them.
much all of them.
Yeah, we'll take... Oh,
All
we could...
all directions.
He
You got your
hands
maps
you
of,
he
order?
hands you a small parchment. Do you inspect
Small?
it?
Alright, we open up and look at the parchment.
You open the parchment and you find a single dot.
And it says, you are here.
No, you just see a little dot.
Can I zoom in on it? Just.
Yeah. I mean, it's a micro dot, right? All of the information is contained inside.
No. That dot represents the planet in the middle of in the middle of space.
That's right. And if you zoom in, you'll see us.
Yes.
It's actually a magical scroll.
Yeah.
It's live broadcasting our position.
That would be
You
so terrible.
Put the parchment on the floor and step on the dot. You'll be sucked into this holographic image of the Earth. It's called Google Earth.
Google Earth.
And you hear Master Macarius Cubert say, the entire map's there. It's in one gazillionth scale.
Yes, can we get something in a little larger scale?
I'm afraid that's the only one I've got.
And how were you able to make it in such a small scale?
Are any of you want to do any checks on this?
I'd say Beason.
I'm going to check and
I kind of nudge Beason.
see if he's lying.
I'm gonna do investigation on the parchment.
I'm going to ask him why he told
Dan,
me
how are
the
you
one
using?
map.
Are you checking to see if he appears to look like he's lying?
Yeah.
Okay, because I asked because you rolled a perception instead of deception.
Chris,
Right.
I'd like to take
Oh.
the easiest route and ask.
Well,
him
deception
about
is,
the
I
one
think, would be if I was trying to deceive
Oh,
him.
okay.
Yeah, no, perception's
I think-
correct.
Okay, he does not look like he's telling the truth, and he's looking like he's not making any attempt to convince you that he's telling the truth. You think maybe he thinks you're stupid.
Well, I'm not going to say that's entirely wrong, but I'm offended nonetheless.
Mr. B,
Mhm.
you look closer. You go to your tools, you pull out your magnifying glass, and you realize it's just a black dot. He thought he had outwitted you. He thought he had outsmarted y'all. That maybe y'all might even buy that. But you know better.
How much does the black dot cost?
All right, so we sell it to Nick.
I saw it to Nick.
Yes.
And
Oh, I'm sorry, he mentioned buying it, so I'm like, how much does the black dot cost?
Okay, so apparently the party sell the black dot map to Nick. Nick, you receive a half a pound black dot map. Description
Okay.
absolutely useless. Vendor trash. Moving on.
all right, so I asked him. Yeah, so this is a very nice.
It's not useless. It's free parchment.
Well, so I asked him for the real maps. We need some real maps of the area, please.
Ah, which particular region?
What do we call this region right now?
I
think a
would
map
I
is
would
learning.
take I would call it the Mirkwood region or the Rovarian Wildlands.
So Giblet wants a map of the area around New Mirkwood, right?
Yeah, just the only map I've prepared is Rovarian Wildlands, so
Okay.
that's the only one he's gonna give you.
We'll take a map of the
Two.
Rovarian Wildlands.
Well, at least you know what you want. And with that, you receive copies of the Rovarian Wildlands map. I think I've already actually added it to your your documents. If I have not, let me know.
You have not.
You have not. We have a cartographer's map, but nothing special.
We have a quest log.
Yeah. Primary quest, the Amulet. Yeah, no, we forgot about that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one doesn't matter. That
So, I'll now dump it in y'all's maps. I thought I had already done it. There you go. You should receive an item called the Region Area Map.
Yep. That.
Chris, I'd like to ask the cartographer if I can receive a map of Gorgoroth.
Which region is that in?
That's in Mordor.
He hands you a piece of parchment.
I'd like to open the piece of parchment.
You find in the piece of parchment, no.
I knew it, yes!
A slightly smaller black dot.
I shall give him the piece of parchment back and leave. Slightly saddened that yet another cartographer has failed to give me this map.
Let's just say he may have it, but he's not going to give it to you.
There are symbols. Symbols.
Okay, so we found all
Why
of
is there
the.
more rain?
By the way, now for everyone's humor, I have a special gift for y'all.
Ah, yeah.
A black dot?
Ooh, a map.
Stop with the black dots.
It's very poorly rendered.
That's all good for us.
Yeah, it's just you, Nick. I'm sorry. If I made it any bigger, it probably would blow up your tablet.
So we have all of the camps of all of the orcs now.
Yes, actually, as you start staring at the map, you realize and come to an understanding that the other orc camps are on here.
We blew Nick up.
This is quite surprising. You kind of realize because you didn't know where these camps were.
So I asked him how he found out where all the orc camps were.
The cartographer stares at you and says,
I'm a
"Secret cartographer trick."
You mean they're the best places to make camp?
And as you say that, Nick, he kind of looks to the side as if he's slightly admitting you're kind of correct. Is that he knew where to look for them. And, by the way, would you like to relay this to Sir Francis? Because he did tell you about a necromancer.
You mean the map, or?
Yes. He told you. He told you
he met with us, right? Didn't he get a copy?
Yes. Yeah.
No, I'll give him the map.
All right.
In fact, I'll include a copy of the map with my manuscript from this point forward.
You'll have to perform a create map roll later to see how poorly rendered it is.
I thought he gave us copies.
If I roll a natural 20...
No, he said he wants to add the map to the manuscript.
So, did Sir Francis not come in and get his own copy of the map?
He watched y'all get copies. He didn't make a gesture as if he was going to, like, take a copy or anything like that. It seemed like he was waiting to see what y'all wanted to do.
I hand him a copy of the map.
You hand him a copy of the map. And he tells you, he points over to the one that says Palox's camp.
Mm-hmm.
And tells you that that's where he saw the necromancer.
Uh-huh.
This is bad news bears. We should go get that guy.
Do we want to eliminate him or have him on our team?
No, the necromancer, he raises people from the dead.
I don't actually see that bad problem with it.
Bad, evil.
So we wanted to eliminate him.
We want to eliminate the necromancer.
Why don't we go there first? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
The necromancer could be a really nice person for all we know.
Yeah, he's working with the orcs to raise the dead. Yeah.
By the way,
nice
I noticed
guy.
that Manor's camp and Palox's camp are very close together.
Yes. They're on opposite sides of the river.
I like how.
I will be right back.
I like how New Mirkwood. Oh no, maybe that's the.
That's for Rosegabel.
Rosegabel. Okay.
I had
say
such
New Mirkwood
spacing
is an orc
errors.
camp as well.
Yeah, that's supposed
New
to be for
Mirkwood East
Rosegabel.
is an orc area.
New Mirkwood East is an orc camp. What is that?
Hey, you know what? We could always go to the old fjord.
Some of these, by the way, New Mirkwood East references the New Mirkwood East battle map. There is no orc camp there, but it is a place that you've ran into monsters before.
Where we've gone in battle.
Yeah.
Well,
Also,
guys,
where you see the marked one on the map, that is that map that you continuously find him at.
Mark 1?
Yes.
Well, we could always go to the old fjord. Apparently orcs there.
By the way, Dan, you may realize that your map had locations not located here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is.
But this has got some stuff that I didn't have.
Yes, it is a different. It's more of a region map, while yours had areas local by. So, the idea is your map had more scaled things. Those places still exist. It's just that only you know about them.
Well, guys, let's vote. Where do we want to go?
Probably we go back to the town first. And we can have Sir Francis's people scout out some of these others for us.
We could
We
send
still
them.
need to know. We need to know where the despoiler is.
He's very much not on this map.
Exactly. So he may be in one of
he's at
these
the
other
old
camps.
ford.
What's that?
I said maybe he's at the old ford.
Yeah, who knows? But maybe he's in one of these other camps, and if we can get them, just, scout out some of them, then maybe we find out sooner.
He could also be specifically not on this map because DK doesn't want to make a camp for him.
Maybe.
Well, because he's keeping that information from us for whatever reason.
So suspicious.
Or maybe I'm just trying to make other people suspicious.
You can do whatever you want, man. I respect you.
Well, whatever we do, we got to go back to New Mirkwood anyway, because you got to drop them.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back,
I
Rampage.
asked the cartographer if he needs anything.
So,
Oh, I just need the most finest black ink.
Chris,
Mm-hmm.
I know you've told me. I don't know if you've told anybody else, but just to explain for our viewers, what's birdie?
Potato umbrella. Anyway.
Yeah, what is Birdie? Is it Birdie Boss's home?
Actually, that's
Like Getty.
only Mr. B knows what that is.
Spaghetti. Umbrella.
Yes,
Right.
but Nick knows that that's where all the umbrellas of potatoes are.
What?
Exactly.
Potato.
Umbrellas.
Anyway,
Only potatoes. Only potatoes.
by the way, Soviets laughing.
What?
Soviets laughing.
Well, Soviet understands the joke, so.
Okay, y'all want to go back to New Mirkwood?
Yep.
Okay. Back to New
So we need
Mirkwood.
black ink. The best black ink. well, we're playing Minecraft,
So
right?
give
So let's just find some water and we'll find a squid and we kill the squid. There you go.
should we see if we can find Gidget quickly and give her the copy of the map?
You notice her hanging around the administrative building.
Then we ask Sir Francis to see if he can spare a couple of scouts to scout up.
Okay.
Well,
which places you want him to scout?
Ones that are far.
Do you want them to scout out Feudex's camp?
I think Orpheus Camp's actually the farthest away.
Orthus is.
Well, yeah, the ones that are going to be far from us. Because they're on horses, they'll move faster than us.
Okay.
But we have horses now too.
You refuse to use the horse then.
Everyone except me and Billy does. I don't get it. What's wrong about a horse?
Well, Dan doesn't know. Dan is still quite afraid of Billy the elf killer.
Yeah.
Billy needs to monologue this episode.
Yeah, I guess I should go ahead and take care of that. Rampage, can you collect Dan?
Elect him?
Yeah, Billy wants you to collect Dan and bring him up to the barn north where the diseased food was stored.
Okay, I go Dan, and I get Dan.
Hey Dan, Billy the elf killer wants you to come to the barn.
No,
You know
no.
the one that's far
Shush,
away
shush,
from the
shush,
city?
Shush. Okay.
Oh no, it's not suspicious at all. You're quite safe.
I tell Dan, come with me. And someone wants
Hey
to
Dan,
see
I've got
you.
some candy. Do you want to come with me?
Well, Dan might actually have the intelligence
nice
talent.
white cart here. We have this nice
I actually
white
might not.
cart here, and we've got some candy.
Okay, quiet. Dan,
Okay,
come with
well-
me. Dan, come with me. I don't know what this is about, but someone wants to see you.
That's not suspicious.
I will look at him. I will look at him again. And I will see just how likely I am to go. I'm going to be actually suspicious. I'm going to say,
Well, are you going to be
who
on
do you want me to
guard?
go see?
And are you're going to be suspicious, I imagine, but you'll be on guard, right? You
Who's
still
that
want to
elf?
know.
Where's that elf-killing brother of yours?
well, no, I'm just going to ask him who needs to see me. I mean, I know most people in the village now.
Are you going to answer it?
Due to his laughter, I'm going to look even more suspicious.
A very delayed answer later. A very quiet and
Candy.
a very quiet Bill. A very quiet Billy.
No, Billy's waiting in the barn.
That's
I
what
know.
he's answering.
I'm not
Right.
interested in the candy from the questionable individual.
I don't know what he wants, but I just know he wants to see you. It isn't to kill you, though. I know that.
Right.
And he definitely
isn't
wants
it
Isolated
you?
location, away from the village.
Did you
want you to
actually
come unarmed.
question Dad? Did you want to bring someone with you?
Yeah. I mean, I'll go find Nick, and I'll try to bring Nick with me and say, so there's this questionable elf, and he's been killing other elves, and he wants to talk to me in a secluded location. I need backup.
Now, your character does know that the elves did have orders to kill several people.
I'm very questionable about the elves too, because apparently Billy's claiming that they had orders to kill him, and there's some evidence that suggested as well. But this is very, very concerning, because if they were trying to kill him, then that is a huge problem as well.
Elves killing elves.
And I don't like any of this.
Just come, all right? He's
I guess I'm
explaining.
going with Dan. Because he seems very concerned, and as a friend, I want to be there for him.
Okay, so Nick decides to strangely be supportive of you, Dad. He's coming with you.
Okay.
I'm very grateful for this.
Do you want him to set up as a sniper? Or do you want him to come with a fellow sword?
I would prefer him as a sniper because I
So,
don't know if really wants Nick to know.
up close.
Either.
He's got really good shields, and I feel like together we can fight off a lot of things, possible even crazy elf killers.
You know,
He's not a crazy killer.
Alright, Dan and Nick, you slowly approach the barn. Mr. B, you see Rampage, Billy, and Nick walk off.
But not Dan.
As you seek the cartographer. Oh, sorry, Dan. I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyway. As Rampage opens up the barn, Nick and Dan, you see the elves that you thought Billy had killed, but they're tied up. And they're making a lot of motion.
I'm going to check them and make sure that they're alive.
One of them tries to bite you. And
I'm going to look at this, and I'm going to plug on his ears and see if he's really an elf.
You notice these still... There's something quite not right about these elves. Do you want to attempt
I'm
a
going to
check?
try to make that
I'd like to
Yeah.
poke one with a stick.
perception check.
Oh my gosh. What have they done? You realize these elves may have been elves at one time. They are not elves anymore. You find places where body parts have been sewn back on.
Ooh. I'm going to ask Billy if he has shown this to the doctor.
He basically says no. He was trying to keep this an elfin matter until he talked with you about this.
Say this is way beyond an elfin matter.
And then of course
he goes over to you and says, you should you'll be receiving a letter soon, and you're not gonna like it, but I needed you to see this first so you know what's at stake. I think the Spy Master has switched sides in this conflict.
And I'm going to say, and is working with a necromancer?
That, or even the enemy itself.
Yes.
I think someone's, these were originally agents. They're somewhat sentient, but they're not as they were. They were my friends at one time. They work for the Spy Master, and I've seen more of these.
I'm going to ask if he knows any way, since he killed them so quickly when they came in, how does he know from a distance whether someone is animated or alive?
He talks about it's in their eyes.
Okay.
that elfin life is not there.
Well, I will tell him I will look out for that, but I will trust his judgment on this matter.
He said that he tells you that a whole bunch of them chased him into the orcs, and that the orcs at the dungeon that you rescued him from, he saw members of the elves who were not turned shaking hands with the orcs.
Well, I'm going to say that I find this very surprising, but
Billy thinks that this is going to be
I hope to get more.
A political matter. I think that he thinks the spy master wants to replace the king.
A very serious charge.
And he tells you a truth that he has not told anyone before, that he came to this town in service of two masters, the king and the spy master. And like that no man can serve two masters, when the spy master ordered him to betray the king's orders, he chose the king's, because Billy is loyal to the state first.
Dun, dun, dun.
By the way, Dan, you've received the quest Elvish Intrigue.
Okay. Well, I will update my reports to the king, but I'm going to ask if there's some way that we can give their bodies peace.
Billy says
As I don't
no
know of any
sword
shadow
seems
or
to
any-
put them down for too long.
Have you tried removing the head?
But,
Fire?
with that, he said that doesn't work very well, but I thought maybe fire. And you look above, and you see Billy has set up something to drop fire onto the reanimated elves.
I'm going to say perhaps we should do this outside of a building.
This barn contains ruined food, and blighted food, and diseased food.
There's no reason not
Fair
to burn
enough.
it.
Might as well burn it as well.
I mean, waste of a perfectly good building.
By the way,
but
this
other
is
than
the
that-
same barn that
Well,
originally
it
the
made-
orcs were guarding.
Yeah. No, I recognize the barn. So I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, we can't use the barn again because it might still carry disease.
It should be replaced afterwards, once we've figured out what's causing the blight. So, should we burn this?
Burn it!
I wanna
And
poke
with
in
that,
the
Billy
stick
says
first.
we should be in agreement before we do it.
Burn it!
I'm going to say, yes, we need to destroy them and give them rest. I'm going to say I would rather the doctor see it as well, as his knowledge far exceeds my own, but I can respect that you want to keep this an elven matter for now, but that I doubt it will be.
Not really an
For a
elven
while.
matter with Nick there, right?
No, Nick's completely
Well-
oblivious. He's just being Nick. He's just
Nick's
completely
part elf
oblivious.
anyway.
Nick is
The
completely
Tuzen are
oblivious.
pretty much elves. But as close to being elfin as a human can get, so...
They often work with elves, the Dunedain Rangers.
But they work with the other elves.
Why
Which
people understand
the other elves are like really good with Nick's people, But the forest elves apparently don't like the other elves or Nick's people. If I read it correctly.
Well, no.
My people understand
Because of
that,
the kinslaying way back. So there was a group of elves that left another group of elves to die. And the elves that were left to die killed some of the other elves in order to take their ship and sail back to Middle-earth. So, yeah, it's the only time elves have killed elves in tens of thousands of years. It was considered a horrible tragedy. But if it is happening again, then it is definitely agents of the enemy.
By the way, y'all all received the reward Elfish Matters, and I've updated the quest log.
I will say, my people understand the need to put spirits to rest when necessary.
I leave that as an open vote for y'all, to the players.
I want to burn this place to the ground.
Okay, so I got
Burn
one
it.
for burn.
Burn
Nick,
it.
you want to burn it,
Burn.
or do you want to show it to Mr. B?
My people understand the need to put spirits to rest.
Okay, so I'm
That
saying
equals
you're
burn.
saying burn. Okay, and Dan, you're saying burn.
All of it.
I'm saying
Yay.
burn, yeah.
You notice the apparatus to drop. As you see that there's kind of an apparatus above the deformed and just twisted elves before you. A pan of oil, and with that, Billy sets it on, lights it, and it goes across the barn. And you notice that there are 4 latches, actually 3 latches, that have to be pulled to drop the mechanism. As if Billy really was going to give you a choice, because if you all didn't agree, it wouldn't happen. But you did bring a 4th member into this.
Well, I will help pull one of the latches.
Okay.
I will pull a latch.
I will run up to the last latch, and I will slap it down.
You
Very
pull it
hard.
down, and with that, the fire oil comes down, and the
And I
deed is
run
done.
for my life. And then doesn't the building start to burn?
Eventually, yes, it does. I assume you'll leave the building, and y'all watch
Yes.
I would like to leave the
I
building.
dashed out the building. Because I was kind of expecting like this giant just explosion of fire. You know, that's what I was kind of hoping for. You know, just a giant explosion of flame and fire and explosion.
What? By the way, Mr. B, you notice a giant fire to the north.
No one can notice this. This fire is not.
They're definitely
noticeable.
going to notice.
No one can notice this
There are a lot of
fire
people who are going
except
to
who
notice.
was.
There are like Rohan riders nearby who will notice.
No. There are no.
Alright,
it-
we're going to investigate.
Go to
No,
investigate.
Mason, you're not meant to investigate.
The Rohan riders, of course, are there first. What's this now?
Just
Don't
burning
eat
of plated
someone.
food, sir.
Yeah, just getting rid of all the bad.
I'll show them to the blighted area and say this is where we put all the crops that were from this blight.
Yes, we were simply destroying blighted crops.
Yes.
And Billy says, "Yeah, just a bunch of bad apples." Continues to smile, and then walks away slowly.
I catch up with Billy.
You could tell that Billy's a little upset, because the people before him, he may have worked with them before. What does the party want to do after this?
I follow Billy back to the town, because I'm assuming we're heading back to the town. I just follow Billy.
By the way, chat was like, shoot him, Mr. B! Shoot him, Mr. B! Yeah.
So, let me know when I catch up with them.
You finally get up there, and you see the party returning.
I'll ask, what was that all about?
Destroying Letica!
Just burning some bad apples.
Yes. Totally.
I'm leaving the decision to share things up to Dan.
Poor Dan.
This is
well, I will respect Billy's decision for now, but I will write a note to the good doctor, which I will not deliver yet.
Okay. Doctor, do you want to
question this further?
Or do you just accept their words?
Please, just accept it.
I will,
Just accept it. It's all normal. Nothing weird's
one of
happening.
those perceptional checking things.
I mean, Dan, Rampage, Billy, and Nick all agreed on something.
And at this point, I'm quite distracted by something else.
Mr. B, you don't have time for this silliness. It doesn't really matter. You know that was the barn that had the blighted fruit food? And it's quite possible that they just wanted to get rid of it. Probably a good idea, you think. But you don't really have time for this. You have other matters to concern with. And it looks very controlled. So it is obviously on purpose and is probably for the best.
Yes.
Dan,
Totally
you continue to keep telling Mr. B that, you know, it was totally legit. And Mr. B's like, he doesn't care. He actually does not care.
Just...
And you keep trying to tell him, but he just doesn't care. He's been woken from his rest.
Well, I guess we'll, since most of the party's here, how about we talk about what we're doing next? Are we going out and trying to take out some of the orcs? Or...
Wait, no, Billy's
I
there.
actually have to follow
and
up
I'm
with
not
something
there.
in town first, so...
Okay.
Billy and me isn't there. We already left. We're at town. Because I just followed Billy and Billy just left.
Yeah, Nick heads back to town because he has to follow up on something first.
Okay. Nick, what do you want to follow up on?
I am visiting the blacksmith.
Why are you visiting the blacksmith?
Because the blacksmith told me some time ago that he would take the time to melt down a certain partially golden ingot and determine its worth for me.
Okay. Can you remind me where you got the gold ingot from?
I think it was loot from somewhere.
DK, I have a question.
Yes.
I think this was for Billy, yeah, for Billy. The short sword. When is that coming again?
After you've returned from a long trip.
Okay.
Basically, like, next orc can't return, it'll be done.
Okay.
I know, I said basically, I think I said 3 or 4 sessions. Was about the time range I gave you. But then we had some sessions where we stayed here, so I was like,
Yeah, I think the gold ingot was loot or payment of some kind. It was meant to be a payment for the entire party.
Ah, okay. I remember now.
And it was my job to, determine what it was worth.
The blacksmith tells you that this is a really odd piece of gold because he found liquid inside the gold.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
He actually had to call some favors to discover what the liquid was inside, and several experts could not explain what this liquid was inside the gold. But he believes it to be a kind of he actually took it to an alchemist to figure out what it was. The alchemist managed to figure out that it was a form of latinum.
Okay.
So, you've now received a gold press latinum. And only probably Dan understands. Maybe Mr. B knows what that is.
Good thing there's no Ferengi.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. How do you spell latinum?
Like platinum, but no P.
Yeah. LATINUM. Anyway.
What about the rest of the ingot?
It was gold. Just pure gold.
Okay, so what's he willing to give me for that, money-wise?
Did you want to sell the whole thing to him?
Well, I'm going to keep the gold press latinum because I want to talk to the party about that, but I'll sell the rest of the ingot to him.
Okay. So you want to sell... So, okay, the thing is, do you want to sell the entire thing? Or somehow separate the latinum from the gold?
Is it possible to separate the latinum from the gold?
Yes.
Okay.
A liquid, just pour it into your glass and drink it.
Well, you know what? Maybe I'll just...
Gives you...
I think I'll take it back to the party first. 'Cause I want to talk to the party about this because I don't know what this is.
Okay.
So I decide to take this gold press latinum back to the party to speak to them about it. Maybe Arceus or whatever the heck the other guy's name is.
What is going on, Nick? What is happening? There's a lot of stuff. What is it?
I imagine it sounds like a dog fighting another dog.
It's actually not me.
Yeah, no, that was me. Our dogs were barking at the front door because someone's outside. One of the neighbors.
Oh.
In the cold and the rain?
Yeah, I think they're just getting in their car. But Jasmine is super excited about this.
Okay. So, party. Nick comes back with this gold ingot.
I'm gonna ask Nick where he got this gold ingot. A lot of gold.
We got it a couple adventures ago. I was going to sell it for the party.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
I've been talking with the blacksmith, and it seems the gold ingot is rather special.
Like magical? Is it an
It's got
artifact?
some liquid in the center.
Like a chocolate little dessert thing? Only gold?
The blacksmith called it a gold press latinum.
I don't know. Have I heard of this? No, I have not heard of this. I
Maybe
will
you
nod
have heard of it,
sagely
just
and
don't
say, and then I will look at the doctor.
I'm gonna see if I've heard of it. What did you roll?
I rolled a 3.
On what? More? Yeah, so that's
Okay, let's
I rolled a
see.
3 as well.
Everyone's gonna roll.
Doctor, you know that you've heard of latinum as some sort of kind of it has a similar composition of mercury,
What?
you believe.
What about Rampage?
I'm gonna ask Arceus if he knows.
What about Mr. Rampage right here?
Rampage, standing before everyone, you recall from your studious efforts of reading a lot of books about metals, that platinum was supposedly a liquid metal that some ages ago, very long time ago, were filled into gold for some particular reason of value. But you know this from, this is like an ancient gold bar. This isn't just a gold bar. This is something from a previous era.
So this is historic currency.
Yes.
Alright, I have a lot of knowledge.
Which is really good that the blacksmith only melted a portion of it off.
What you're saying is we should ask Arceus if he knows even more.
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Arceus if he knows anything.
Okay, I guess I should roll for Arceus. Yes, bark, bark. Bark, bark.
I know.
Bark, bark.
I know.
No, that's cool.
Don't stop.
Hey, Josh.
This is part of
Okay.
having dogs.
He might be quiet.
They're protective. Or they just
It's
wanna
just
play
like
with
how
their
my
friends.
cats continuously open my door.
Or attempt flight tests from your window to your bed.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear her. Apparently there was someone also.
Arceus, does it know anything about it? As he smiles.
Okay.
But you think maybe there's a little more to that smile.
Mm-hmm.
But you see his eyes going to the doctor. And a smile for the rest of y'all.
Well, I think the correct answer is to put the gold ingot away for now.
Okay.
Perhaps at a larger city we'll have someone who will want it.
By the way,
More gold.
yeah.
Gold.
By the way, interesting if Arceus does not have any lore, like, skill whatsoever. All he knows is history and shadow lore. Oddly enough.
Shadow
And
lore is still
poisoning.
lore.
Well, he only knows
Knows how to
evil
poison.
lore, not regular lore.
Okay, well, do we want to do something quick before the night is over?
For winter is near.
Just shoot 2 arrows up, and one of those, and both those have. One says the other says and. Boom. Done. Perfect. Done.
Both arrows land where they were supposed to land, resulting in confusion to the entire party.
What?
Resulting in the party being confused.
But that's after the video ends. Woo, yeah.
Well, guys, did you want to end it here, or did you want to maybe start heading somewhere?
I'm just gonna do that when
I think we could start heading.
Okay, where
We
would
could
y'all
be
like
on
to
the
head?
way.
A better question is, did we want to introduce the Rohirrim guy to the marked one?
No, I don't think so. I think the marked one is a temporary alliance.
Well, I mean, we sort of have to go towards the marked one anyway to get his soldiers. For them to escort us.
And Sir Gillyhad was going to go with us anyway on the next trip.
Yeah, did you want to go to another orc camp? You could head south to find out about the necromancer.
Yeah, we need to go find out about the.
Yes, I very much now want to investigate more about these rumors of a necromancer.
I'm honestly not particularly concerned about the necromancer, but I shall cede to your will.
Alright, so we're going to head to Palox's camp. I'm going to take y'all back to the world map. That is to the south. West. Is everyone in agreement with that?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Okay. I'm so glad I made these loading screens. I'm sorry, just so y'all know, I have this like horizontal bar, and all the maps are on this horizontal bar.
I know.
And I have to move
saw
it slowly. Okay, so Rampage, you've seen it. I don't know if the rest of them seen it.
It's murder.
This is why there's loading screens. Is to help me get there without
Revealing secrets.
without me like just
Anything?
dropping you on every single map. Oh.
I like the penguins.
Penguin!
Oh, okay. Have you seen this loading screen?
No, I have not.
This is a reference to the Winter Adventure.
Mhm.
Go attack penguin! Lad, what's going on?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
It's an ultimate joke. But only me and DK will get in the end.
Okay, you can kind of tell.
During
a
the
secret
Winter
about the
Adventure,
penguin.
the team joined Raven, the girl on the left,
So
for an
you-
adventure to save Santa Claus.
So you can kind of tell a secret about the penguins here. If you really look for it, you can find it.
You mean the fact that their faces are clear?
Yes.
Yes, the fact that their face is hollow. There's nothing there. It's
Yes,
just eyes.
which is why on the later maps that had a background color that wasn't white, I had to, but I had to switch out the creatures. Alright, to Palox's camp.
So I'm assuming.
Is that not fire?
By the way, as you approach the camps, you notice the camp trees are on fire.
Fire!
How do you want to enter this camp?
Well, I feel it makes most sense to enter the camp with our guards.
I'm gonna let you all decide.
Well, we can probably really only enter the camp as slaves.
Yeah, considering we can't stealth because all the trees are on fire.
You also
So, I
notice at the front gate is someone who is not like the others.
Uh-huh.
Is it another zombie?
Well, we could also wait for some of the orcs to leave on missions or go collect food or go to the bathroom or whatever and then
We could
listen
always
in.
just try walking straight in, too, and talking to their leader.
So what you mean is killing ourselves?
No, I
Pretty
mean
much is
literally
the-
walking straight into the camp and requesting to meet with the orcish leader. I mean, I doubt the orcs would expect that.
I doubt they would expect
True.
it. But I also would doubt that they won't think that you're trying to get to their captain to kill him.
Well, the other question is, do we want to just remove this fruit?
What has happened to the doctor?
What do you mean?
What has happened to his face?
It's
kind of
just the
green.
dog's health bar on his face.
Why? Why that positioning? That is interesting.
Well, you know what time it is, guys?
Time for that.
I think it's time for us to close out this stream.
I quickly shoot 2 arrows up
I
into
want
the
you to know,
sky.
Chad is saying,
When
don't end it, don't end it.
I quickly shoot up 2 arrows. One saying the other saying end. And they just land.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you,
And
I was
press
confused
stop.
the first time you did that, because I thought you were saying, yay or nay.
No. So
Chat.
that's the end of the stream. Bye. See you
Chat.
next time.
I want you to know that if you look very closely into the fire of the trees, you know what you'll see? The end of the stream.
Turtles?
Turtles!
I,
Well, now that's 2 endings that have been going on. That's a good place to end it. 2 endings.
Did you all want to
Two
set up
endings.
for next time if you want your characters to be in specific places?
No, we're ending the stream here.
But the stream has ended. It's gone. It's offline. This isn't happening.
No, I haven't ended
It's
it.
offline.
I haven't ended it yet.
It's offline.
Now, Chris, you gotta end the stream.
I do?
Yes. We told chat to look deep into the fires of the camp. That when they did, they would see the end of the stream.
I'll be honest with you, Chad is saying, no! There's a bunch of no's. But, next, y'all, like, full vote with everyone. Do y'all want to end it here?
Yes.
Okay.
Beason's
for right
falling
now,
asleep.
yeah. Then we can start with.
Okay, we'll be able to start fresh
approach.
next week with this. Okay. Well, next time on Dragon Ball Z, then.
Alrighty.
Anyway, have a good night. I like my box with that I received as a present. I'm very pleased with it.
I have luck.